Wow, that was big. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa salatu salamu ala Sayyid al-Mursaleen. Dear brothers and sisters, it is always an honor to welcome all of you to the MAS-ICNA Annual Convention. It is especially pleasing to see how far this convention has come along and has grown. The growth is a direct result of your effort in your homes and in your communities. As we continue to grow on a community level, a convention level, even on a political arena, the challenges also grow. We have seen these challenges manifest through unprecedented rise in Islamophobia, injustice, and hypocrisy. Yet even in the darkest of times, we have seen the light of Islam brings through the courage of Muslims throughout America. Moreover, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the greatest gift ever bestowed on humanity, the light for the darkest times, the guide for the most turbulent of times, and the serenity in the most unstable of times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قد جاءكم من الله نور وكتاب مبين. There has come to you from Allah a light and a clear book. This light, this clear book, is a guide that will strengthen our faith and maintain our optimism. It is the same light that kept the Prophet ﷺ and his companions optimistic in Mecca and in his darkest times in Taif. As such, the convention's theme is predicated upon that fact: Quran, the light to the world. No matter how bad things appear and how dark life becomes, as long as we hold firm to our faith, we will always have the Quran to shine our way and guide us through these challenges and hard times. We never lose hope and always see the light at the end of the tunnel and in the darkest of places and times. To help us shed more light on our lives and strengthen our faith, we are blessed again to have local, national speakers, preachers, politicians, activists, and community leaders who have taken time away from their families, their personal lives, to be here with their brothers and sisters in Chicago. On your behalf, and on behalf of MAS-ICNA and entire convention team, I would like to extend our thanks and gratitude to them and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward them for their time and effort. Let us make them feel welcome here and appreciated. For the past several years, actually for the past 5 years, McCormick Convention Center has been our venue of choice, and it has been aided by two great hotels, the Hyatt and the Marriott Marquis. They have continuously exceeded our expectations and have excelled in their accommodation, professionalism, and services. Furthermore, they continue to praise you, the attendees, for your positive attitude and exceptional Islamic manners and behavior. This is a true testimony to all of you for being exemplary Muslims. So let us continue this trend of living Islam, inshallah. Finally, on behalf of MAS-ICNA, I'd like to give special thanks and appreciation to our volunteers. Their hard work and dedication for the past year has come to reality right now. All what you see after the blessings of Allah, it is on their shoulders. So thank you very much for our volunteers. A word of also appreciation to our sponsors and everyone that made this convention a reality. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you, bless this gathering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. We hope that you enjoy these next 2 days. Today is almost over. However, for the next couple of days, we ask that you enjoy, take the time, take advantage of the time, the knowledge that's being shared by our speakers, by our participants, to make us better Muslims and to always see the light and always be optimistic and see the light at the end of the tunnel. We will persevere, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the blessings of Him. Thank you very much. We welcome you again to the 17th Annual MAS-ICNA Convention. Enjoy it. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all due thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And may Allah, peace and blessing be upon His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On behalf of the national leadership of Muslim America Society, MAS, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all my beloved sisters and brothers to the 2018 MAS-ICNA Convention. The theme for this convention, Quran, the light to the world. And if I can paint a picture for the meaning of this, so we can visualize the impact of the Quran on humanity, I would draw a picture of a universe that's in total darkness, and that the Holy Quran is in the center of that, radiating lights everywhere for the humanity to follow as guidance. Within the humanity living in such distress and suffering, be drawing into that beautiful light as guidance. But who's going to do that? Who's going to take that light guidance, the universal values of Islam, to the world? It's you. But first, each one of us needs to recognize that your mission in life that has been bestowed on you by Almighty is to spread that light and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the world. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold each one of us accountable in the hereafter to see if we have fulfilled His mission that He asked of us or not. So it's better that we get that answered now in this life before we stand in front of Him. Have we fulfilled the mission in our life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed on us? So you can start by using this convention not only to strengthen your spirituality, your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to increase your knowledge, to gain new skills, to network. Along the way, you have fun. But most importantly, use this convention to find your calling. Use it to find your mission in life and fulfill it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored us with the immense responsibility to spread that light in the darkness and His mercy to humanity, to the world. And we can only do that through engaging our community and our society. There's so much darkness around us nowadays. There's so much suffering, so much injustices. It is our duty to remove those by building bridges and cultivating relationships with our fellow citizens. So after all said and done, when you leave this convention, go back to your community, find your calling, connect with the like-minded in your community, and be part to spread the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His mercy to people around you. Connect with your local MAS chapter in your area so you can benefit from the network and the various programs and activities. So you can become a well-rounded Muslim activist who is deep-rooted in Islam, who is principled in his views, who is balanced in his practices, and comprehensive in his understanding of the faith. There is so much work needs to be done and so many challenges for us Muslims in America. But we know we can do that and overcome that. But only we could do that collectively and be united. And this is where MAS comes to help you. Come join MAS, join the movement, be part of the bigger vision for America. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل بيننا شقيا ولا محروما. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, salamullahi alaykum wa rahmatuhu wa barakatuh. I would like to begin by glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thanking Him for allowing us to reach this milestone. The 17th MAS-ICNA Convention in this beautiful city of Chicago is a testimony of the trust and the hard work that this organization, the Muslim American Society, has done over the years. As the co-host to this convention, MAS-ICNA, I'm really thankful to the trust that the community has given us over the years, MAS and ICNA. My brothers and sisters, it was about a couple of years ago. I was visiting one of the Islamic schools, and one of the children came out and said, I have a question for you. He said, I was very young at the time of 9/11. Can you describe to me what it was like before and after 9/11? And I thought it was a very interesting question. He said, I have a project I'm doing, and I want to get some feedback. I'm sure you've witnessed 9/11. I told him, before 9/11, the Muslim community was sleeping. After 9/11, the Muslim community woke up. And I have complete trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that once we go through the current environment and the recent changes in government, that the Muslim community is going to stand up. My brothers and sisters, what we see around us today, the sea change in the political environment that we are starting to see the beginnings of, is an indication that the Muslim community has stood up. The Muslim community is looking at the future and saying, no, we are not going to be intimidated. We are not going to take directions from others. We are going to own our own narrative. My brothers and sisters, I really want to take a moment here and congratulate the convention team for choosing this beautiful theme that they have adopted this year about the message of Quran, about this light that illuminates the entire world. When we look around us, brothers and sisters, I want to remind you that Muslims migrated to this country many times, but if you look at it in a holistic way, there are probably 3 major migrations that have happened. The first one started with our brothers and sisters from Africa, and we know the story about that. The beginning of the 20th century marked the second large migration towards the United States. But we will see in the late 40s and 50s and early 60s, we see the assimilation that has happened. And then I call this the third migration, which really is marked by something very phenomenal, which I call institution building. I want to congratulate the Muslim community for their vision, for their foresight, for building Islamic institutions, Islamic organizations, masajid, community centers, a way to preserve our Muslim identity. And today, and for the remaining 2 days, inshallah ta'ala, you will be listening to beautiful speeches. And I want you to really note down the take-home messages that these speakers and these scholars and intellectuals are going to share with you. Write down the take-home messages. Just don't let this convention be just a listening and an entertainment. No, my brothers and sisters, this is the springboard that allows us to go back home and start our activism, start our focus on family, on community building. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless the organizers of this convention. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It is my pleasure and privilege to be here with you tonight to join you in congratulating MAS-ICNA Convention, the 17th Annual Convention. It is so beautiful over these years that this convention continues to grow and your attendance continue to increase. On your behalf and behalf of all of us, we thank the MASICNA Convention team for putting together a wonderful convention. We all know there's a lot of work involved in making such a convention. And I'm quite sure that you can feel the amount of work, organizing effort to organize such a convention. And I must say that they have done an exceptional, excellent work to put this convention together. With the programs, the diversity of the lectures, the quality of the speakers, and most importantly, you, the audience, who come and represent the true community of its diversity, from the East Coast to the West Coast, from all backgrounds and all nationalities. That's who we are, and that's why we are so proud of you. Brothers and sisters, USCMO is the U.S. Council of Muslim Organizations. We are the only umbrella organization in the nation. Our strength comes from our members. MAS is a founding member of USCMO, as well as AMP, CARE, ICNA, MLFA, MUNA, and the ministry of Imam Warthuddin Muhammad. And their strength comes from you, our community, the lifeline for our leaders, our volunteers, the support you provide to us. That's how together we build a strong community. This is where our strength is. That's where we together can make the difference, not only for our community, but also for our country. USCMO is a national organization that brings our organizations together. Therefore, we have a national responsibility as American citizens, particularly as American Muslims. We have the obligation and the responsibility to take part in shaping the future of America, because this is home. This is our country. This is where our children born, and this is where we will be buried, but God will. So this is where our start and end, and therefore we have vested interest in making our country, making our home safe and strong. Brothers and sisters, our nation built an immigration. The early fathers and the early immigrants who came to this country either because of persecution, because of famine, because of natural disasters, whatever it is, they found in this country a refuge, a place to live, and therefore we have an obligation to support national agendas, to be understanding and welcoming of immigrants of all backgrounds, those especially in much need to be in safe and secure places. We have an obligation for our country to curb gun violence that is turning apart our families. We have responsibility to reform our immigration laws. We have a responsibility to reform our education system. We have a responsibility to take part of the life of Americans in every single day. At the conclusion of this convention, brothers and sisters, the program and the committee have done their part in making a wonderful convention and lectures for you. When you leave, the responsibility is going to start with you to implement what you learn, what you hear, so that we are a productive, contributing, vibrant community to the country that we have decided to live and to be and to make it strong. May Allah help you, may Allah support you, and inshallah we will see you throughout this convention and for many years to come. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you all. My name is Noura Nashawati, and I stand before you as a representative of the Muslim American Society Youth Team. MAS Youth is a network of hundreds of youth workers in every major city across the country who host local, regional, and national events. Two examples are the Tarbiyah and Ilm camps, in which attendees spend a week in a wholesome growth environment, and our annual youth meeting, in which 200 national youth meet to expand their networks and build their community organizing toolkits. Our goal is simply to help make Muslim American youth the best version of themselves spiritually, academically, and professionally. So why am I up here? Let's go back to our theme for a moment, Quran as the light to the world. Every day we recite Surah Al-Fatiha 17 times in our obligatory prayers. The last few ayat are the ones I'd like to focus on. It's a dua we make. We ask Allah to guide us to the straight path, the way of those on whom He has bestowed His grace, not of those who have earned His anger, nor of those who went astray. What does it mean when we ask for guidance? We are asking for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only to give us the knowledge, but to give us the ability to manifest it into action. So why am I discussing these two verses in particular? Because our society is one where we are encouraged to separate activism and learning, and where knowledge is scorned as fake news. That's why we as MAS youth intentionally strive to combine knowledge with activism in our communities across the country. We run and participate in events that remind us and our communities of the need for truth and for the balance in our work and spirituality. But most importantly, we work to integrate spirituality into our work. And with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's countless blessings and your support, we've achieved amazing things. I'd like to bring up just one success, Hearts for Humanity. It's a yearly campaign to raise awareness and to raise money so that we can address one of the world's many issues. It inspires youth to mobilize their communities for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that one person's impact touches many hearts. 3 annual campaigns in 16 cities across the country have raised $330,000. That is the hard work of young people across the country. So youth, next time someone tells you you're too young to make an impact, point to MAS youth, point to this campaign and tell them that by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can achieve anything. If you're interested in learning more, come to the MAS booth at the front of the bazaar or follow us on social media at MAS_national. Jazakumullah khair wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On behalf of Ojalá Foundation, we would like to thank MASICNA and all the volunteers who make this event possible every year. You probably don't know what is the meaning of Ojalá. Well, Ojalá comes from the Arabic word Insha'Allah. Islam and Latin America have a long hidden history. Just imagine how many generations it took for this beautiful word, Insha'Allah, that we use every day and in everything to be changed to Ojalá. So now that you know the meaning of Ojalá, now I'm here to share with you what is the Ojalá Foundation. Ojalá Foundation has a goal that Insha'Allah, our organization will establish an Islamic center here in Chicago where we can help the Latino community speak their language, share their culture, and Insha'Allah, show them the beauty of Islam. As a convert, it's important to have a sense of belonging, grow in your deen, and enjoy time with your family. And we find all this here in the MAS-ICNA Convention. We thank you and we invite you to come by our booth K40 at the bazaar. Now we have to say it in Spanish, porque aquí hay mucha gente musulmana que habla español y que tienen familiares, amigos y vecinos que también le pueden hablar de quién es Ojalá. Aquí les damos la bienvenida. Assalamu alaikum. Bienvenidos a todos los latinos a la convención de MAS-ICNA de este año. Su presencia y su participación es apreciada por MAS-ICNA y también es valorada. Por eso, cada año estamos aquí por la oportunidad que ellos nos dan. Así que los esperamos a todos en las sesiones mañana, Insha'Allah. Ojalá puedan ir todos a acompañarnos y el domingo a la sesión de los converts. Muchísimas gracias y que disfruten este fin de semana. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "He has not thanked Allah who has not thanked people." Besides the amazing work that our volunteers and staff do, there's a tremendous effort that takes place behind the scene. by those what I call hidden soldiers, people that are based in Chicago, our own, that make it possible for us to have this beautiful masterpiece. I'd like to take this moment to recognize them for what they do for us, for being so welcoming, and for working with us as a true team. Let's give it a hand, guys. I'd like to call upon Tim, General Manager of Hyatt Regency McCormick Place. Excellence Award presented to Hyatt Regency McCormick Place for outstanding facilities and customer service. Say a few words for the attendees.
Salam alaikum. This is my 4th year speaking with you. I'd like to thank all of you for coming again this year and making this event happen. Fadi, Hussein, and the leadership team of MAS-ICNA. Without you, the attendees, this would not be possible. Normally, I write a speech to talk with you about my thoughts about the event and reflect back a little bit, and I had a conversation in the back with one of the team members, and I think it's probably the most sincere thing that I could say to all of you is, I love what this event represents, and every year we look forward to hosting you, your families, and I really do believe that the message that is being sent here is pure and from the heart of knowledge, of peace, of harmony, of growth. And I want to thank all of you, the attendees, for making this possible and helping our teams move to a different place in the world. Thank you very much. Hope to see you all back next year.
Next, we have the Marriott Marquis team, presented by Max and Leslie. Thank you. Excellence Award presented to Marriott Marquis for outstanding facilities and customer service. I'd like to say a few words. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our beautiful Marriott Marquis Hotel. We are so excited to be part of the MAS Convention for 2018 and for many more years to come, inshallah. Please enjoy, have fun, and be safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Next is McCormick Place. Place where you at right now? Doug? Excellence Award presented to McCormick Place Convention Center for outstanding facilities and customer service. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, just a few. Thank you. Yeah, good evening. One of the things that we like to say with groups that come into McCormick Place is welcome home, both from Chicago and from McCormick Place. And one of the things I think is most unique about this group is when I started working with them 3 years ago, there's always been an emphasis on family in the planning, and family in the leadership with the MAS group, and family with our team here at McCormick Place. And I think from the bottom of our hearts, the most unique piece that we see in this group is the number of families that come in. We obviously do a lot of conventions here, But this group is absolutely unique, both in the message of how do we make the world better, as well as how we focus on our families. So from our part here at McCormick Place, thank you very much and welcome home.
Next is Choose Chicago. Not many of you may have heard about Choose Chicago, but if you came through the airport, those signs that you saw welcoming you to Chicago, it's because of them. They pretty much connect all the moving pieces and dots when it comes down to McCormick Place complex. Excellence Award presented to Choose Chicago for outstanding facilities and customer service. Thank you. Next is Prime Electric. They provide us with power and these bright lights in my eye. Excellence Award presented to Prime Electric and Exposition Services for outstanding customer service. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
AF Security. Next is AF Services, which also covers security. Excellence Award presented to AF Security for outstanding customer service. Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. Thanks.
Last but not least, Infinity Creatives. Ibrahim Limzayin. You want to adjust the mic for me? Thank you. Excellence Award presented to Infinity Creatives for outstanding customer service and for making this a reality. Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. It wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for their working with us as a true team. It was not a customer service provider relationship, to be honest with you. They did truly make us feel at home, and they were all part of the team. Thank you so much.